a little bit more, if you will, just maybe about some of the progression of having the different centers? It sounds like you went from 12 down to 5. Is it just a
Yeah,
matter of?
we owned a total of 4. We've never run more than 6. But
Okay.
my dad built the first place in Brooklyn. We bought the other large one on the other side of Brooklyn in 1979. We bought the Gil Hodges lanes. Gil Hodges is now in the Hall of Fame, long deceased. The old guard of bowling proprietors all got along. They competed, worked collectively. My dad was a house builder. He put the shovel in the ground 3 or 4 months after they did the same at Gil Hodges lanes. My father opened the doors while they were still building Gil Hodges lanes.
Oh, wow.
Gil and his partner, Dr. Terranova, dear friend of ours, came to visit. My father showed them how to coordinate subcontractors, and he got them opened early. Go back, turn the clock 19 years. Gil was gone for 7 years, died suddenly in 1972. And Doc went to my father and said, I want the boys, my brother and I, to buy us out. So that was
okay.
It was really, we never really looked, but because we were the younger ones and my dad's contemporaries were getting tired, we were the natural people. We made some bad deals along the way, and we learned from them. And I love real estate. I love marketing. And if you market the community right, you do well. After COVID, we had a really bad situation at one of our bowling centers on Long Island, and we made the decision to sell it for real estate. And it was tough.
Yeah.
And we've done that a few times. But if we can't get people to bowl, if the neighborhood is dry, and that in the urban communities, it's like people left Brooklyn to go to Staten Island, then they went to New Jersey. So they're going to make the trip back. So when it's over, and COVID just did our Farmingdale lanes in, and we just didn't see a way other than, I didn't want to cut it in half. We had a proposal to build out a fancy family entertainment complex, which would have meant a deeper investment. And in those times, we weren't sure if that would work. So we told that in 2022 was a great year for everybody, especially us. So that's the journey. You should always buy things for the right reason. You should always be able to take a risk, but you want to mitigate that risk with demographic things that you would do and just see what the whole community is all about. And for the most part, we've hit it right.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have any tips or thoughts on finding a deal or structuring a deal potentially, since you've done a bunch?
Hard to do with that big gorilla out there, like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, they find them.
I've often used the brokerage firm Sandy Hansel and Associates.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know who else is out there. There's another broker out there. And not everyone wants to sell to the larger company. They want to keep the way they operate business the same. We're very traditional with a flair for the contemporary. We're building our second arcade. We anticipate building other arcades. We have 2 food and beverage managers to bring that up. We do more and more catering than we ever have done before. So we see where it's going, and I'm not quite ready to abandon those nice people who bowl every week. 36.
Yeah. Why would you?
Okay. That's sort of that's where my comfort level is.
Yeah. So you typically go for the slightly larger center as far as historically what your targets were for acquisition, and you're competing against the big guy.
Through the years, 68, a 64.
Oh, wow.
56, and a whole bunch of 48s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you go 48, 2 40s, a 34, and a 32.
Okay.
And the 34 lane one is the one in Rockville Center, Long Island. It's where it's the closest to our home, so that's home base. And it's easy to fill. And I always say to everyone, but at Gil Hodges lanes, we have the other side to fill, and the other 34. What are we doing? So on the waiting list, you need another 34 lanes.
Right. That's huge. That's big.
There's nothing, if in business, you want to do the process right, it almost has nothing to do with money. It has to do with doing it right. And if you do it right, then the money comes.
Right.
So I've never been that guy about the last nickel. I've always been about future business and future relationships, and let's get more business booked and let's make more people happy.
Right. Yeah. If you take care of the people, you do it right, then the business tends to take care of itself for the most part. Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.